Hello everybody and welcome back to Access Blockbusters and welcome to my quick spoiler reaction of episode 4 of Secret Invasion entitled Beloved. If you haven't subscribed to the Access Blockbusters YouTube channel and you're enjoying what you see here, make sure to do so. Give this video a like and let me know what you think about Secret Invasion so far. What did you think of episode 4? Is it the strongest episode of the series? Is it the weakest? Let me know in the comments down below. And without further ado, let's get into a spoiler reaction of episode 4 of Secret Invasion. So like I said in last week's episode spoiler reaction in episode 3, I think that this show has a lot going for it. The performances are fantastic. Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson is giving one of, I think, the best performances he's ever given in an MCU project. I think that is pretty much without a doubt. You have other wonderful supporting characters like Emilia Clarke as Gaia, Olivia Colman as Sonia Farnsworth. Obviously, Ben Mendelsohn as Talos was great. Kobe Smulders as Maria Hill was great for her episode. Kingsley Ben-Adir is pretty good as Gravik. So you have a great supporting cast. You have a great plot surrounded by intrigue. You have great tone. You have great writing. So the series has a lot going for it for sure. One of the things that I was a little concerned about last episode, though, was despite all of the wonderful conversations that the characters are having about their relationships and about their place in the world, about even geopolitical topics like people without a home and Nick Fury talking about his experience as a black man in America with Rhodey, I think those are great conversations, but I was a little bit concerned about the pacing of the show because, let's be honest, the MCU hasn't really had a great track record with the pacing of their shows, at least given the fact that they usually start out great and then they kind of peter off at the end. And this show, I was a little bit worried. And I'm not going to say that I'm completely persuaded that this show is going to be any different. I think that this episode had a lot of similar things, but this show kind of focused up on what Secret Invasion is all about. You have some more wonderful conversations. The conversation between Nick Fury and his wife talking about the poem by Raymond Carver, that is peak MCU writing. I love the conversation that they have about being beloved. I think the conversation that Fury has with Skrull Rhodey too, and we can talk about Skrull Rhodey. I mean, okay, so look, I heard that there was an interview that was done with Kevin Feige who said that Rhodey has been a Skrull for some time now. I'm not going to go too in depth on this in this video, but I just want to say, if Rhodey was a Skrull before Endgame, or even during Endgame, just if he was a Skrull anytime, I guess, pre-Tony's death, that's going to make me a little bit upset, because are you telling me that the guy who was crying over Tony at the funeral and the guy who was next to Tony when he died, you're going to tell me that that's a Skrull? The guy who time traveled to save the universe was a Skrull? Like, that just doesn't sit right with me. I'm totally fine if he was a Skrull post that period, like if he was a Skrull in Falcon and the Winter Soldier and he had some ulterior motive for Sam, I don't know, giving up the shield. Was that what he was telling him? I kind of forgot. Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's been a while. But I'm a little worried about that, so we'll see where that goes. Also, this episode reinforced for me that while I love Olivia Colman's performance, I truly do. She's just so charismatic. She did not need to be in the show. Her character did not need to be in the show. Are we missing anything from her character not being in the show other than just her performance? No, not really. Like, her character is not crucial to the story, unless they reveal something at the end, but again, might be too little too late. But I think that this episode kind of focused up in the sense that it basically took place on a battlefield, and it's this whole entire plot about basically Russia and the United States fighting, which, I mean, isn't that topical? And it's a very simple premise about sort of protecting the president and getting him to safety, because if the president dies, then you kind of start World War III, and that's kind of what Gravik wants. So yeah, I mean, I think a lot of things are coming together in that sense. I think I'm interested to see where the geopolitical aspects of the show go, and especially how Fury grows as a character after. Yes, let's talk about it. Talos dies, and I do think that Talos is dead, and that's so unfortunate, because I think Ben Mendelsohn is just such a charismatic actor, and I've loved him in everything he's done in the past few years, MCU or Star Wars or otherwise. He's just been amazing, and so if this is his last appearance in the MCU, I don't know if he's going to come back for flashbacks in the next couple episodes, or if he's not dead, but, you know, I kind of figure he's dead. After he had that big moment where Gravik stabbed him, I was like, yeah, that's it for him. And if that's the case, I just want to say Talos has been one of the most underrated characters in the MCU. He's only popped up, I think, 3 times, including this show, but he's made an impact every single time, and I really will miss him as a character. So yeah, I mean, it just shows the stakes that this show has, for sure. So after this episode, I think the stakes are higher, which is good because we're heading towards the finale in a couple episodes. I think Nick Fury is about to make that pivot point, which is good for the character. I think, again, there are some storylines that I don't quite know where we're going with them, like Olivia Colman's character and Gaia. Not entirely sure where we're going, but Gravik seems, I think I can kind of see where Gravik is going. I see all the intermingling plot points about the politics. That makes a lot of sense to me. Rhodey, I think, is a very interesting character, whoever that Skrull is, although, again, like I said, I'm not super sold on the fact that he was a Skrull for a long time. I just hope he was a Skrull only after Endgame. And yeah, I think that for what this episode was, it did a very good job of it. And so I'm excited to see where we go from here. This show has been very solid thus far. Cannot wait for episode 5. Very, very solid. So what did you guys think of Secret Invasion episode 4, Beloved? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe to the Access Blockbusters YouTube channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.